On this podcast, I had a conversation with Harry from Aptech Computers, and he did talk about the careers in ICT, which is the leading career path today. I mean, every career path is driven by technology. What a better time to get your hands on technology, because indeed, technology drives the world. Welcome to Oma's Diary 360, where I chronicle my journey as a broadcast journalist, a social impact, multimedia and development journalist. Glad to have you join me on this podcast. So I had a program on a radio with Harry from Aptech Computers, and we had this very interesting conversation, and I believe you will be inspired by this conversation. Kindly take a listen, and I'll return at the other side of it.
Somebody and somebody loves you back. My sweetheart on radio. Sweetheart on radio.
And definitely every child is precious. You know, your role as a parent is to make that child of yours believe in him or herself, because that is the easiest way to get them to learn and to get them to study, right? Anything you want them to become, you need to speak it forth. You need to tell them, make them believe in themselves, and they will rule the world for you. Welcome to 28th Spot Show here on Radio Sapiens 95.3 FM on HR Original number 1. My name is Oma. The 20s, they get to call me Auntie Oma. I am your sweetheart on radio, TV, social media, sweetheart everywhere. Here on 28th Spot Show is that place where we raise champions, we raise kings and queens. Every young person is a potential king. Every young person, female, is a potential queen. We believe so much in them because we know that every human being has got a talent, and we need to harness and fine-tune these talents to make them become amazing individuals. And speaking about right now, what's happening right now in the world, you know, the world is interconnected. If you listened to me earlier, you find out that I said the world is interconnected right now by technology. Technology rules the world right now. And the easiest, I wouldn't really call it the easiest, but is there any career path that you don't find technology? No. ICT, information, technology, communication, it's everywhere. It is ruling the world right now. That's part of the reasons why I said in this information era, you need to ensure that you're upgrading yourself, get educated, keep getting education, never stop education. And today on 28th Spot Show, I will be sharing with you, with our guest, the reason why you should pick education, not just education, career paths in ICT, because ICT rules the world right now. And with us to talk about how ICT will make your life easier, how you're going to find your niche, how you're going to niche down with ICT, would be an amazing young man. I mean, I've known him for a couple of months right now because they came to pitch their tent in Onitsha, and I've been telling him Onitsha is a beautiful town. Onitsha is an amazing town. Calm down, relax, just keep adding value, and you see that now you go wrong. Now that time you will tell me, oh my, you told me this. I'm talking about Harry. Harry, I don't even know your surname. What's your surname?
It's Harry Abia.
Harry Abia.
Yes.
Abia. Where are you from?
Akwa Ibom.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
But Harry is the manager, the brand strategist of Aptech Computers. Harry, you know, I've not shared with you how I got your office, you know.
Okay.
One of the days I was coming from that's the power of advertising.
Yeah.
I was coming from OC. I went to buy stuff.
Okay.
And when I got to that junction, I saw your billboard.
Yeah.
I saw the billboard. I was like, these people are new. Aptech Computers. They're actually new here in Onitsha. I picked the number. And when I picked the number, I called. When I called, the person at the other end, I don't know whether it's you, it's not you,
yeah.
it's someone else.
Yeah.
And the person said that they just came into Onitsha this week, that they just established. I said, yes. I introduced Sapienza. I said, if you want people to know what you're doing, you need to come and talk about it here on Sapienza. I then introduced myself, introduced the programs that I do. I said, okay, no problem. Okay, that's okay. Well, I'm going to hand you over to another person that is going to talk to you. Probably that's you.
Yes.
That was when you now called me.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and for you to know, I saw light in what they brought to Onitsha. Right? Yes, I saw light. That was why I dropped that day, picked that number and called immediately. Right? But I'd like us to talk about the career opportunities in ICT. First of all, Harry, welcome to the live studios of Radio Sapiencia.
Thank you, Omar.
Glad to have
be
you.
here.
Glad to have you here with us. Okay, so tell us, apart from being the manager of ICT, the manager of Aptech Computers, what do you do? Tell us about yourself.
Okay. Well, I studied pure chemistry. In the
Pure
University of
chemistry.
Calabar, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and after a while, I realized that what I studied wasn't making any headway in this country, and realizing how the world was evolving, a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, just came to me one of those days. I was looking for a job, frustrated. I think that was in 2015, and he said, "Why don't you come around? Just come to my office and let's see what we could do." And lo and behold, it was Aptech.
Okay.
And I went there and I got the job as a sales executive.
Okay.
And while I was there, I was wondering what are the students doing? Like, what are they doing? So that aroused my curiosity. So I realized that instead of me just being a staff, I can go into this thing.
Wow.
So I went into tech, started taking a couple of courses. I started from web design, then I went into web development with PHP, and I started doing a couple of things. So somewhere along the line, I met a couple of developers who build design softwares and all of that, but they didn't know how to brand it and sell it out. So I said, okay, why don't I learn this then? Since I don't want to really major in developing, so I can become a brand person where I become the go-to person where developers come to, package your software together and pitch it to foreign investors. So that's how I just kept growing, and I kept growing with the brand. Currently I'm actually taking courses in AI because the world is growing rapidly. The world of tech is not stagnant. So that's how I got here.
Wow. So that means you've been with Aptech since 2015.
Yes, I
That's
have.
quite a long time.
A long time, yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
And your journey from studying chemistry to now into the world of ICT technology. Now, how has it been? What would you say has been your major takeaways from the world of technology?
Everything, really. Looking at, I keep using the world as an example because every day you sleep and wake up, the position of your bed, you notice that the position of your bed changes, whether by an inch or by a meter or a centimeter. So that, with having that in mind, I realized that the world is not going to wait for you. So you always have to keep moving. You have your phones to go online. Now people are using the phones to do a lot of terrible things, but I look at it as an opportunity where, why will I decide to do just my 9 to 5? If I'm broke, it's because I choose to be broke.
Yeah.
Not because there are no opportunities, for me to take hold of. So for me, my take home is, don't lay fallow waiting for people to come to you. There are opportunities everywhere.
Yeah.
When you step out of your door, when you look at the next person, I told a friend of mine that every time I step out and I find myself in a park or the market. I was at the main market the other day, and I told my staff, I said, all I see is money.
Yeah.
I don't see people.
Yeah.
I see money.
True.
Because I'm looking at every individual. For me is opportunities.
Yeah.
So now all I'm thinking is, how can I relate with this person so that I can tap into their intellectual property and fine tune it into financial capital, which will in turn enrich my bank account. So right now that's all I'm thinking of. And for me, the only way is tech.
Yeah.
Because there is a service to be given, and there are people who need that service.
That service.
That's all.
That comes to part of the things we are talking about today. For a young person, a teenager, what are the career opportunities in ICT, in technology that for someone who is studying, who wants to study computer engineering, or even someone who studied sciences and wants to get into technology, what are these career options in technology that they can leverage on, especially in this time?
Okay, that's a very good one, because a lot of persons really do not know Now there are a wide range of opportunities when it comes to ICT. Now, ranging from being a software developer. Okay, those are the people that create, design application softwares and software solutions for companies. Now, if you look at your phone, you notice that there are lots and lots of softwares on them. Those are software applications. They're designed by people. They're developed by individuals. Now, you have the web developers. Those are the ones that they specialize strictly on the internet. Where you have the www, all the wwws are designed by web developers. But all the applications you use on your phone, softwares you install on your laptops, those are designed by software developers. So you can be a software developer, you can be a web developer. Now, but as a web developer, you can choose to either be a front-end developer or a back-end developer. Now, I don't know if we have time, so I can elaborate. So people
elaborate.
Now, when you look at, let's say, Facebook, because I know a lot of persons here use Facebook,
especially here
now,
in Onitsha.
Let's say Facebook, let's say Instagram. Now, the interface you see is developed and built by front-end developers. Where you just see the beauty of the application or the web page. But now for a back-end developer, where you now have Facebook business, where you have payment gateways infused into all of those applications, and then you have the people that infuse the pictures, the music, and every other thing. Now that is the back end where people do not see. It's a scattered place. That's where all the codes are. That's where you have the sleepless nights, and everything. So the front end developer does his job and passes it on to the back end. But you can be both. Being both makes you a full stack developer. Okay, so I'm mentioning the name so people know what they want to go into. So you can choose to be a front end, but being a front end will limit you as a programmer or as a developer. But being a full stack developer, that's the front and the back. So companies now usually go for complete package. So they don't want to pay someone to do this and then hire someone and pay you more to do the back end. So you have software developers. Then you have the network administrators. These were the early tech people. Network administrators and software developers. They were the early tech people. Okay, so for network administration, talks about the maintaining and managing of computer networks. Those are the guys who also do repairs, hardware maintenance, and the rest. Then you have the new folks. I call them the new folks in tech. You have the cybersecurity experts. Which is where everybody is going into. So they are in charge of data. Internet protection. It protects a company's network mainframe from cyber threats and every other thing. Then you have the big folks, the guys who are making the big bucks now, the data analysts.
So data miners.
Yes. Companies pay heavy for these guys because in order to predict the future, you need data scientists who analyze data for you, both past and present, and then they predict. They give you predictive data on what would happen in the future, whether it's a product, whether it's a service. If you look at what Elon Musk is doing, he has invested heavily into data management. So that's another area people can go into. There are big data engineers, there are data scientists, there are data analysts. Those are levels. So that's one aspect. You also have there's cybersecurity. There's this thing they call them cyber forensic experts. That's another aspect of cybersecurity. So there's a whole lot. Now on the web, you have the guys who are in charge of the game.
Gamers,
game developers, the ones who I mentioned earlier, they're mobile app developers. All of them fall under software and web developers. So everything I've mentioned, they have branches, so there is a whole lot. So no child or no teenager or no adult can be stifled when you decide to go into tech. So there's this notion that when a child going into tech at a young age means they want to do Yahoo. No, I mean you now have people. I didn't mention this, very important. Now you have the UI UX designers. Those are the ones who sit down, design, and you can work for as many companies as you want.
Possible.
All you do is just sit in your house with your screens and your systems and your keypad and your mouse, and you're designing or you're chatting away or doing something, analyzing or coding, you know, and you're earning a good living.
You know, you've said a lot of things. That's part of the reasons why I brought you on this program, because we need to talk to parents, right?
Yeah.
A lot of parents, whenever I go to schools and I ask, how many of you are on TikTok? In a school of 3,000, all
Everybody.
the children will raise their hands.
Exactly.
Parents give their kids
Their
phones
exactly.
to do Facebook, to do TikTok.
Yeah.
Please, Harry, can you tell parents that they have money on their hands, instead of using their phone for TikTok, for Facebook, that they can actually use it for something different in tech? Please go ahead.
You know, for every parent out there, I can't really overemphasize the importance of tech education, especially in this growing economy. Look at Nigeria today. Nigeria is, I'm a proud Nigerian. I would say this anytime, any day. But in order for me to create a Nigeria that will be better for my kids, I need to begin to align myself with the growing economy. And now the world is evolving. By 2030, I said this in a show in Abuja, a lot of jobs will be obsolete.
Yeah.
And someone said,
True.
why would you say that? I said, listen carefully, a lot of jobs will be obsolete. But the people who grow with the trend, meaning the people who learn the knowledge in tech that is going to replace humans, are the ones who will still have their jobs. Now, for every parent out there, you give your phones to your kids to play games, go on TikTok. I will advise that instead of doing all of that, give them the knowledge that can help them transform that phone into a money-making tool.
True.
Now, as little as your phone, you can use your phone and, you know, get any knowledge. Every resource you need is online on YouTube. Now, okay, I was going to come to this much later. Go online. There are online schools that can train you for free, even though they will just give you surface knowledge. But that should arouse your curiosity and push you out there and tell your kids, I want you to get this knowledge. I want you to learn this. Now, you don't have to learn everything, because someone asked me, oh, so are you saying that nobody should be medical doctors or lawyers anymore? No. But I'm saying, and I would say this emphatically, that every person, professional, teenager, young man, young woman out there, needs a tech skill. You must be tech savvy. As little as knowing how to navigate the web, how to design, so that when you're seeing things, you have an idea of how this came about. When you see a game, you have an idea how this was built. You have understanding on how to organize data. When you go on your phone, a lot of our mommies and daddies now, they are open to cyber threat, people hacking their bank accounts and all of this and all of this. Even if you don't know it, your son would know it, your niece would know it, your nephew would know it. So once someone sends you a message on your WhatsApp and you're not sure, you can ask somebody who has understanding.
And you can even identify phishing messages, social engineering. You can identify all those things.
Very much. That is
you can
where,
pretty
you know,
identify them.
In cybersecurity, there are a couple of threats they teach you about, that malware virus. It's what they call phishing. So people need to know this thing. Just get the knowledge. You don't need to actually use it to make money, but knowing it can save you a million bucks in the future.
A lot.
You
So
know?
let's come to Aptech Computer, because you talked about surface knowledge and the deep knowledge. What do you guys do at Aptech Computer?
Now, basically at Aptech, I love that question.
See how you smile.
Oh, I need to smile because we are, you know, okay, let me quote what a client said. He said, you guys are a beacon of hope in Onitsha. A mother came to our office the other day and she was so excited that, Aptech is in Onitsha. I never knew. Oh, she talked about all the centers where her friends, you know, sent, you know, their kids to, and she was so proud that we're here. And she said, we're a beacon of hope. And I was glad. Now, what we do is we bring light in terms of technology.
Okay.
You know, everything concerning ICT training is what we do. From software, from everything I had mentioned, we train you to be a web developer, a software developer, mobile app developer, cybersecurity experts, data analysts, every single thing you can think of. And our packages are well programmed and well organized that when you come in and you know, we talk to you about them, it is something that everybody, you know, would want to, you know,
So
jump on.
okay, so another thing is this: Onitsha as a business environment.
Yeah.
Why, as someone who is into ICT, why do you think people in Onitsha need, for example, that businessman in main market, Ochanja, right? Why do you think they need the idea, they need that knowledge for their businesses?
Very good question. So every person needs the tech knowledge, whether you are educated or not educated. Because I know the man in main market to tell me, please, I need to count my money. My own is to buy and sell and collect my money. But Oga, auntie, brother, sister, the world would go and leave you.
True.
And you would realize that your neighbor who is doing the same thing with you can simply take his phone and with 1 or 2 clicks, he's selling his products. You'll just see his boys carrying it, sending it to pack. You'll be wondering, where you they go now? You say, my customer where they Lagos, don't buy and finish up. My customer where they head up. You say, how? I don't see any customer for your shop. How then take everything is done online. So you don't need all of these things. So you can't see. I can't really overemphasize it. You know, someone says, "Oh, you go talk, you go tire." I say, "My dear, now my work. Make I talk till I tire." Because my work is to let these people know that you need these things, even if you don't need it. For our brothers, our mothers and fathers in the main market, with your children, your kids will come and take over the business. It will be a thing of joy when they are bringing a different idea on how to run the business, because world go live now. You know, before our exchange, this thing was what, cowries, abi. Before we transitioned into money, now people are paying with cryptocurrency. Mommy and daddy, I beg you, the world go leave us. You know, so it is something we need. You know, I don't really want to start, you know, talking about the kind of courses. There are lots of courses you can come in. Now, also, we can tailor courses to suit, you know, depending on the person, depending on the individual. You can come in, even if you did not go to school. You come in, just tell us what you have a passion for. Because in tech, we will not force you to learn tech.
Okay.
Because there is a whole lot that is needed, a whole lot of concentration, a whole lot of adaptability. You need to be focused.
Yeah.
So just tell us what you like to do, if it's with your phone, or what you now hope to do. And we can tailor courses to suit your needs.
Oh wow, that's interesting. That's quite interesting. Now, someone is just wondering, where are you located? Anyways, before he calls out his number, it's very important that we state here that 28 Sports Show is a corporate social investment of Radio Sapiencia. This is a program where when we get information, we bring this information to you so you can make the right kind of decisions for yourself, because we want the very best for you. I said it on Campus Network that I say it all the time, that the world is driven by technology and you need to jump on technology. You need to learn, right? So tell us, how can someone locate you? Aptech Computers. Okay. Where are you located?
Currently, we're located at number 1 Ekwereku Street.
Okay.
Off Court Road by CPS.
Okay.
I'll just quickly say that again. Number 1 Ekwereku Street, off Court Road by CPS. It's very close to Main Market.
Okay.
Or if you want to call before coming, you can just simply call us on 080 68 46 6178.
Again.
Let me just take that again. 080 68 46 6178.
Okay.
So yeah.
So we look forward to having you another time. I told you when we met, I told you that Onitsha is a fertile ground, right?
Yes.
And I did tell you that what you came with, that people are in need of it, right? And we look forward to having more conversations with you around technology. And
Anytime.
There's a lot of programs that we do that is around technology, and we look forward to having you as part of our guests. You can as well follow them on Facebook. You're on Facebook?
Yes, we're on Facebook with Aptech Onitsha. We're also on Instagram, Aptech Onitsha.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, for those of we are having a tech seminar coming up on Friday at the office. Basically, what we want to do is we're trying to do a big awareness now for the people of Onitsha, and also do a proper tech seminar. And in that seminar, we'll have in-depth breakdown of various courses that people can do, especially for people in the main market. You know, I don't want to go into details now, but we will break down courses that you can do. Also, you know, we have career courses where people who want to study computer engineering, software engineering, 2 years, they can train with us for 2 years and then do a 1-year top up outside the country and get their BSc. So there are whole lots of opportunities, a whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for coming through. We look forward to having you.
Thank you, Omar. Anytime.
And just like I said, know that Onitsha is a fertile ground.
Yes.
And definitely keep giving value.
Yes.
Keep giving value.
Always.
And keep giving value. All right, so thank you so much for joining us here on the 20th Pot Show.
Yes,
and all the best.
Thank you so much.
All the best.
Thanks for having me on the show.
You're welcome. All right, thank you so much for joining us here on 20th Pot Show. You've heard from Harry from Aptech Computers, and he also invited every one of you to the in-house webinar, in-house training that they are having. Okay, you can a lot of you that are calling him, just wait until we're done, so you can call him all you want. Follow them on Facebook and ask more questions and find out. Please don't be left behind. The reason why we have media is to bring you information, education that will help you. I always tell you, the fact that we are in Onitsha does not exclude us from the world, right? Don't be left behind.
Exactly.
That is one thing you should take from today's program. My name is Omar. You're very sweetheart on radio, TV, social media, sweetheart everywhere.
Sweetheart on radio. Sweetheart on radio.
Now you have heard it all. The world is driven by technology, and even if you're not in the career path of technology, you need that knowledge in tech. You need to be tech savvy. What of a situation where you become an app developer, a front-end developer, a back-end developer? What of a situation where you design the product that you want to use? But most importantly, why not try getting into that tech yourself as a teenager, as a young person, even as an adult? You know, you can decide to start up a career in tech. You can never get it wrong when you decide to start today. So, start today and be inspired. My name is Omar, your very sweetheart on radio, TV, social media, sweetheart everywhere. Hoping that this conversation inspired you as well as I was inspired. See you in my next podcast. I love you. Mwah. Bye-bye.
My sweetheart on radio.